Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Now, I consider myself a man that wears many hats, but I'm constantly inspired by people that take it to a whole new level. And tonight's guest is the absolute epitome of that, and she's a huge star, but equally a whole heap of talent. Wendy Williams is a media mogul, actress, comedian, entrepreneur, designer and New York Times best-selling author who is best known for her long-running daytime Emmy-nominated talk show, The Wendy Williams Show. But prior to achieving success in daytime television, Wendy built a devoted fan base to a successful 23 career in radio with The Wendy Williams Experience. Syndicated nationally, it aired on WBLS in New York and was listened to by an audience of more than 12 million people. One of the most popular personalities in radio, Wendy was then introduced to the National Radio Hall of Fame in 2009, one of only a handful of women with that honour. And in addition to her talk show, Williams also created her own production company, Wendy. But Wendy Williams has no plans on slowing down anytime soon, and she's expanding her winning formula into mobile with the official launch of her new entertainment and lifestyle app, Wendy Digital. And that's going to be available on Apple and Android, all starting today. It's a huge honour and a privilege to have her on the show today, so please let me beam your ears all the way to New York City so we can speak with media mogul, entrepreneur and Emmy-nominated talk show host, Wendy Williams. So this is usually the part of the show where I say a huge warm welcome to the show. And although here in the UK people might say, "How are you doing, Wendy?" It seems I really should say, "How you doing?"
Well, you know what? I am not from a sophisticated place. I am from New Jersey, and we say it like we mean it. So, how you doing?
I love it. Now, what I love about you, Wendy, is you're hugely successful, but what many people forget is that this did not happen overnight. And you built a devoted fan base throughout a successful 23-year career in radio. In a world of instant gratification, I think that alone deserves so much respect. But, has it always been about your audience? And do you think that you've earned your position throughout the years because of your love of genuinely engaging with people, and that never leaves you?
Yes, that is my position throughout the years. So now I've been a professional broadcaster for a little over 30 years, and now finally starting to all come together, because during my radio time, I really was a pioneer regarding a lot of stuff. Hot topics, exposing things, talking about things, being open, being honest. Now, everybody's doing it, and I feel like because everyone's doing it, I want to do it in a different way. Yeah. Like, they're corny. They're late to my party.
Absolutely. And there's also many reasons I'm inspired by you, because I think most of all, I love how you generally want to meaningfully connect with your audience, like I said there. Now, my story pales in significance to your own, but I was just a tech writer guy that won a LinkedIn Top Voice Award, and I suddenly found myself surrounded by an audience of over 1 million readers. But I didn't just want to be the writer guy, so I created this show so I could connect with my audience and also give them a platform to engage with me. And I only bring this up because I read a beautiful quote from you recently where you said, "A part of what I love about my show is the connection I have with my audience and fans, whether it's in the studio or while they're watching at home." And I believe that you're now launching a lifestyle app that, again, the motivations behind it, for me at least, seems to be about engaging with your fans and being able to share more about those behind the scenes intel around your life and outside of the show. But can you tell the listeners why it is so important for you to launch Wendy Digital?
Well, it's important because I've got to keep moving with the times. Many of us, Neil, did not grow up with social media and all this access to celebrity life. The only thing that we knew is to, pick up a tabloid and read about celebrity life. So now we can actually have access to our favorite celebrities from their own mouths. And I love doing my talk show. We are about to go into our 9th season, and I love it. But 1 hour of TV content is only 44 minutes of the show. The other moments are commercials. I can't possibly explain to you what my moisturizer is in that 44 minutes because we have other things to talk about. I can't possibly explain to you, how I walk my dog, what kind of dog I have, or, play in the backyard with the dog. I can't make the talk show all about Wendy behind the scenes. I try to pepper things, throughout the years, as I've done with my radio show, so that people understand the host that they're getting used to listening to. But then you have to get back to the celebrity culture. What I love about doing this app is after being on TV for all of these years, it's almost by popular demand. It's that I need to do this app.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a man of a certain age as well that grew up at a time where there was no social media or even internet. And the only information you had access to was a narrative that was decided by a particular magazine or publication. So again,
right.
Tell me again about the app. I mean, in particular, what features are there? I mean, I've read about Hot Topics and Wendy on the Go, but can you just expand on those a little?
Yes. Okay. So, of course, there will be Hot Topics on my app. I will not be doing all of my own Hot Topics. I will have my reporters who are, all around the world or the country, and they will be, giving me their top stories. So if something goes on in downtown London, I'm not there to report it, but perhaps if one of my girls or guys is there, with the microphone and the camera, and then you send that back to me and I put it on the app. Because Hot Topics are what we do. But aside from Hot Topics, I also have like giveaways. People love to win stuff in fun trivia games and things like that. And the giveaways will be, something as simple as a T-shirt with my image on it, or maybe, an outfit from my HSN clothing line, or, maybe a pair of shoes that I'm no longer wearing. They've been gently worn. Who wears a size 11? Would you like these? Okay, answer this trivia question. Then, of course, there's that one-on-one direct contact, which I absolutely love, Neil. The idea of being able to just be so intimate with my Wendy watchers, I'm really looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to doing it with very little makeup, of course, no eyelashes, and just like a pair of sneakers, just kicking it. Like, I just want to kick it with the people.
Oh, man. And that's what I love about what you do there. I also noticed you mentioned you got size 11 feet there. So have I. So keep some of them shoes to one side for me.
Every once in a while, they're size 12.
Oh, okay. Only at the weekends for me. But
yeah, depending on my salt content. But, I really, it's very user engaging. My app is. And I'm looking forward to brand partnerships, Neil. If people are asking me, and people observe, and I love this about my Wendy watchers, they observe the most random things. Wendy, what is that nail color? You wear it every day. Why don't you have, tips? Why don't you have, why don't you ever wear a black nail polish or something like that? And then other people are like, Wendy, the nail polish that you wear is really gorgeous. Well, let's talk about nails. So I'll do that. But you know what? I might do it from my mom cave at home. I might do it in the car while I am driving, but the camera's in there. You'll see random things. This is anything but the talk show. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I also noticed there's a shopping section there where users can browse and purchase Wendy's outfit of the day, along with your favourite product recommendations. And this got me thinking as well, because I'm like you and I like engaging and actually providing value to my audience. But is that a responsibility that is close to your heart? And by that I mean making sure that it's not about sponsorship deals with brands as such, but what you like and what you recommend.
It's what I like and what I recommend. And, it's taken me this long to have this app up and running because I never really thought about the app. I do the talk show and I go about my business and mind my own business. But people ask very random things. I could be in my office and we do this thing here at the talk show called the after show. And the after show is, sometimes I'm in here, I'm taking off my eyelashes, I'm paring down my makeup, and people will see the simplest vial of, serum that I will put on my face, and they will hone in on that bottle. They won't even hear what I'm saying. It's just, what are you putting on your face?
Yeah.
Why does your skin look so good? Or have you gotten another facelift? Now, mind you, I've never had one facelift, but people are shady. They say what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I'm sitting here with this vial. It's very, very small. This vial of serum on my desk, which I just had reordered 2 more. Now, if they want to know what it is, I'm going to tell them, but I will tell them right down to the price. It's $75 or $43 for this stupid vial. But you know what? I'm on the other side of 50, Neil. I can't use 100% drugstore stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So I will share with people, and I laugh and I cry on the talk show, and I will laugh and cry and take them on adventures in the app world.
But it's that honesty and authenticity, isn't it, that wins the audience over? And I think that's some reason as well why people are going to YouTube rather than TV sometimes, because they're seeing these young YouTubers, talking about younger audiences here, but they see these young YouTubers, warts and all. There's no fast edits, there's no fancy makeup or fancy angles, it's just them in their room. And I think the audience can relate to that much more, can't they?
I absolutely believe that. I think in this day and age of too much plastic surgery, too many hair weaves, too many wigs. Look who's talking, me. But you know what? In this age of fakeness, people crave something real.
Yeah.
And the only way you can get real is when it's in motion, because pictures aren't real. People are always doctoring pictures. So, I call myself chief of content regarding the app, because, when I say, look, sign me up for horseback riding. I haven't ridden a horse since I was in kindergarten, and I was thrown off the horse, and I'm frightened. So then we'll go horseback riding. Yeah. Or we'll go, for the iFly, where you put on that suit and you fly up in the sky. I've never pumped gas. So, let me see how this all works, pumping gas. People don't think that, I do my own grocery shopping. So let's go grocery shopping. Come on, look in my cart. Don't judge, but judge. You always do. Things like that. Neil, I don't mind getting interpersonal with my life. I just am very, very protective of my son, who's 16, and my husband, who, while he's my manager and we work together every day, my husband wants to be that guy off camera, out of the picture.
Yeah.
And I very much treasure, me personally, I treasure our home life. So no, you will not have a tour. Let's go to Wendy's home closet. If you see me cook something, the camera better be focusing on the pot on the stove. Don't be panning around the kitchen and stuff. Not that there's anything much to see, but what there is to see is mine. That's my private moment.
Yeah, it is a hard balance to achieve. And what I also love about what you're doing there as well is, we're both people of a certain age, and I love how you're open to new ideas. It's very easy to get stuck in your ways and just carry on regardless in the same routine, and things always used to be done this way. But you really seem to be keen to, embrace new ideas as well.
Not really, Neil. Neil, I am so set in my ways, it's ridiculous. But having this talk show, believe it or not, I'll tell you something very funny. When the talk show was first invented, hey, Wendy, we got this idea, we want to do a talk show. And then all of a sudden we start hiring staff and everything. And I'm like, okay, how are people going to get tickets to the show? And so they said, well, through the computer. And I said, what? Now, this was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So I said, no, let's set up a telephone number easy for people like me. And the number was 1-800-OK-Wendy.
Oh, brilliant.
And look, the kids in my IT department, they just humored me. So we set up that telephone number, but bless their hearts. And then maybe 2 years after that, I finally learned how to text. But now, like our son is 16. So, I have to stay up with stuff. I have to be able to check his grades and email the guidance counselor. I don't email, but I know how to get somebody to do it.
Yeah. Well, here you are. Here you are recording a podcast with someone on the other side of the Atlantic. So you're doing all right.
Yeah, as long as you're at the wheel, Neil, we're fine. Don't let go of the wheel.
My hands are on the wheel. You're in safe hands, Wendy. Don't you worry. But you are right in what you say. We're increasingly communicating on our phones now through emojis as well. And I think a big part of your personality is fun. So I'm glad you didn't miss out emojis from your lifestyle app. So can you tell me about these emoticons? I think one's called, is it Wenmoji? And the fun way that users can express themselves with a set...
The Wenmojis are fabulous. They're absolutely curated to me.
Yeah.
And we will go through the gamut of emotions, like, mm-hmm. So then my lips are poked out, like, mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, boobs are always prominent. Hair is always brown and blonde. And I love the way the emojis look, and I love what they represent. Crying, laughter, whatnot. We don't launch until the 24th, which is next week. But I look at this app thing as a marathon, not some quick race that's going to be dead and fizzled in a year.
That's one of the things I love again, because you're doing things for the right reasons there. And I'm sure the app is going to be a huge, huge hit, and deservedly so, after working incredibly hard to get where you are and earn the respect from your fans. So this also reminds me of a great quote by actor Kevin Spacey, which was, "I feel it's the responsibility for anyone who breaks through a certain ceiling to send the elevator back down and give others a helpful lift." So this is the moment where I ask, if there was one piece of advice you could offer anyone listening, what would it be?
Make sure that you have a solid plan B. A does not always work out. And I'm not a dream killer, but I'm a realist. And for people who say, just work hard and don't give up, you know what? Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You've got to have a solid plan B.
I feel a song coming on there, Wendy.
Well, that was the Kenny Rogers.
Yeah. You don't know how hard it was for me to hold back from singing along there.
The gambler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like people are encouraged to a fault in this world. When I say that, I mean, if there are 3 most valuable players on that little league baseball team with your son, then give those 3 the trophies. Every kid on the team doesn't need to feel like a winner.
Yeah.
You lost.
Get over it, yeah?
Get out. Yeah. Well, that's part of life.
Yeah.
It's part of life. I think that we reward way too much. And I think that, if you want to be a singer and your voice is not good, then your mom and dad need to keep you in those singing lessons to humor you, but steer you gently into a plan B.
Yeah, it's like the Einstein quote, isn't it? If you try the same thing 1,000 times and expect different results, that's the theory of insanity right there.
Insanity, yes. Yes.
So I'm incredibly fortunate to have listeners in 150 countries to this show. So before I let you go, can you tell the listeners what countries Wendy Digital is available in and where they can find out more information?
Wendy Digital is available worldwide.
Whoa.
And if you'd like to find out more about me before, participating in my app, just go to wendyshow.com. As a matter of fact, if you just Google Wendy Williams, a whole bunch of crap will pop up. Some of it's real, some of it's fake, but it's very entertaining.
I love it. So as someone that is a media mogul, actress, comedian, entrepreneur, designer, New York Times best-selling author with your own Emmy-nominated talk show and now mobile app to boot, you've been an absolute genuine pleasure to speak with today. So I hope the listeners are inspired by your journey as much as I am. And who knows, maybe one day I can come on your show too. So thanks for coming on the show today.
Well, I was about to ask you, Neil, do you ever come to New York?
Well, I'll get over to the States whenever I can. I've just got back from San Francisco. I was covering a tech event over there. In March, I was in Vegas for an Adobe tech event, but I need a tech event in New York, actually. So if you hear anything, let me know.
Well, no, I don't. This is not a tech event, but it certainly is the main event.
Oh, you've got me there.
You know what I mean?
You've drilled
Ring me up, Neil. I'll show you a good time.
And I will hold you to that, Wendy. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you. Bye.
Wendy was an absolute delight to talk to today, both on and off the podcast, because she stays true to who she is. Like she said earlier there in the episode, she will laugh and cry on the show, and you will see every emotion that she has there because she's not afraid to show who she is in front of camera. Now, in a world where everyone is busy trying to be something else or someone else, I'm incredibly refreshed to speak with someone who is 100% themselves, has a work ethic to die for, and most importantly, cares for her fans and actually wants to interact with them in a genuine way. So a huge thanks to Wendy for coming on today, and I wish her the best for the future. And maybe next time we speak, we'll be in her studio in New York City. But please let me know your thoughts on today's show. You can send me a tweet at Neil C. Hughes, email techblogwriter@outlook.com, or you can also comment on today's episode over on my site, which is techblogwriter.co.uk. So a huge thanks for everybody that's tuned in and listened to the show today. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.